Here we go. Now we're going to move on from circles to ellipses. Again, they are not necessarily in an order, but since circles are what students normally know, we normally do those first, followed by ellipses. Parabolas, I always put a little later because they're different than the others. However, your book does put them first traditionally. Again, we start with the general form of the conic. It does not change. However, if we look at them in kind of a standard ellipse form, this looks very different from that. We'll get back to it momentarily. Let's go ahead and graph an ellipse using this equation right here, example number 1. Then we'll get to example number 2 here momentarily. Now, just like a circle, we need to find a center. So for center, here we come up with 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And now, in a circle, we would simply find one radius and go that dimension each way. However, with an ellipse, it's going to be elongated either one way or the other. So what we're going to do is we say, well, how far do we go in the x? It tells us right below it to go 2 in the x each way. 1, 2. 1, 2. In the y, it tells us go 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's our ellipse. It is taller than it is wide. Now, this longer bit is considered A. The shorter bit is considered B. It doesn't matter which one comes first. A is longer, B is shorter. A is the major axis. Except the A by itself is not major because you go A each way, so we call it the semi-major axis because it's half of the major axis. B is a semi-minor axis because it's shorter. Major bigger, minor shorter. Again, if you go back to the previous introduction video, that's why we talked about with ellipse, bigger is major. Bigger is major. Another way to put that would be that size matters. Alright, size matters. So, that's our first example. Example number 1. Again, not hard. Find the center. Go each way as you're told. For example number 2, we're again going to find the center. The center is going to be at 4, -2. The A, or the major axis, is going to be 4. The minor axis, or semi-minor axis, is going to be 2, which is B. Now you'll notice in the first example, the major axis, the A, was underneath the 3. In example 2, the A is underneath the X. It doesn't matter what order they come in. What matters is who's bigger. What's bigger? That's A. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's our center. We're going to go A, which is in the X direction, 4 each way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In B direction, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so that determines whether the ellipse is taller or wider. So ellipses, A's and B's matter, taller versus wider, major axis, minor axis. Now we need to take it from a general form and maybe even figure out how to graph it.